In order to upgrade your reality, you have to embody the version of yourself already living in that reality. The issue is nobody tells you how to actually do that. What does embodiment feel like? How do you know you're doing it right? And how come I am embodying but nothing is changing? I used to ask myself those same questions until I learned how to fully embody the state of the wish fulfilled, to the point I was able to manifest a job in less than 3 days after searching for months. I've also used it to attract love and relationships, so it applies in every facet of your life. So if you watch this video all the way to the end, I will show you the formula that will allow you to magnetize miracles into your life so quickly, it will feel like you are collapsing time. Hello, beautiful soul. My name is Olohi, and I help you align with your purpose. So subscribe because you deserve everything you desire. Embodiment is easy. If it feels hard to manifest, that means you are not doing it right. Calling things into your life will become the easiest thing to do once you understand and apply the 4 concepts I am about to share with you. Number 1, decide. What do you want? And what does the version of you who has and sustains that level of manifestation, what do they do? What do they act like? The keyword here is sustain. A lot of you are able to call things into your life, and just as quickly as you brought it in, you lose it. The keyword is sustain. What actions, what state of beings, what thoughts, what rituals does this version of you have in order to sustain this manifestation? You have to be in a routine where this thing is normal for you to have, where it feels natural for you to have this thing. It is not something that comes from not being congruent with that version of yourself. Let's say you want your dream body. You have to be the version of yourself that works out and eats healthy. That is the version of you that sustains it. A lot of you will go on these weight loss, crazy transformations, and in a year or so, you're back to your starting point. It is not about how can I get this thing as quickly as possible. It's about how can I normalize it? How can it be such a no-brainer for this thing to be in my reality as a result of my state of being? You'll need to understand that manifestation is not about creating things. It is about creating an internal experience for yourself. It is about living a life where those things are a byproduct of the state of being you are in. That's why I always say it is about what emotion do you want to feel? What do you want to be living, be experiencing? Because you think if you experience abundance, if you experience peace, if you experience discipline, if you have self-trust, then this and this and this will be the result. But none of you say, oh, I want discipline. You attach it to a 3-dimensional result because you are a 3-dimensional being. In your mind, you have concluded that if I am disciplined, if I have self-trust, if I am healed, then I will own this business making this amount. I will own this really fast car. I will have this and I will have this. You're trying to outsource the experiences to other things. You think if I have this, then that thing will make this feeling, but you need to switch it around. The identity comes first. So define the identities, define the thoughts, define the feelings that that version of you already has, the life that they already live, not to get this manifestation, but to sustain it, like it's already a normal part of their experience. The problem is a lot of you are trying to get something. If you're in a state of trying to get something, you never get the thing because the world mirrors back to you the exact state you are in. If you are trying to get something, that means you do not have it. In order to keep you and keep mirroring the state of trying to get something, you will continue to not have it. It is that simple. In order to have something, you have to already have it now. Have to be in the thoughts, feelings, and timeline of that version of yourself. Put on the mask, put on the character of the version of yourself who already has it. You're not calling something in. You're already maintaining and sustaining the timeline where that thing is a normal part of your experience. If you want some help in order to craft this version of yourself. I've made it super, super easy. In the description below, there is something called the self-concept worksheet. It has everything you need in order to craft this new identity of yourself. Download it and use it. Nothing I say in this video is going to work or going to change your life unless you implement. I know a lot of you download all these templates and stuff like that, but never use it. As soon as this video is done, download that template and fill it out. None of these things are going to work for you if they continue to stay as concepts in your mind or PDF downloaded to your computer. That doesn't change a thing. Step number 2, awareness. Your awareness is the most valuable currency you have. That is why this world tries to strip it away from you and makes it feel like it's no big deal. It's just one video. I'm just doom scrolling. It's just brain rot. Can you guys awaken? Open your eyes. It's called brain rot. And then you ask yourself, why is my brain fucking rotten? Why can't I think of the things I actually want? Why can't I sustain this thing? It's because your brain is rotten. Guys, open your eyes. Brain rot. Doom scroll. Why am I doomed? How many times did you doom scroll today? Tell me that. You're being robbed of your awareness. Having a wandering mind is not a normal thing. It is something that you can train out of yourself, and it's something you should train. If you are constantly in thought loops that take you back to negativity, someone in the past, you're remembering, oh, that guy did that. That was so effed up. And you're quarreling with yourself, believing old experiences or projecting into the future. Oh my goodness, how am I going to pay rent? The past and the future does not exist. Nothing exists apart from you right now. That is why they fight tooth and nail to rob you of your awareness and your presence. You stand in the grocery store just for 10 seconds and you're already reaching in your pocket. How do I alleviate myself of the ailment that is my present experience? Are you for real? How do you expect to change your thoughts if you can't even be aware of your thoughts? If your thoughts plague you, your number one priority, if you want to change your life, should be getting your awareness back. Do a dopamine detox. It is a non-negotiable. Open your phone now and delete that app. If it has that much power over you that you can't let it go, that is your God. You have no control over yourself. In order to control your reality, you have to have control over yourself. Your job is to become the observer of your thoughts. You know the difference. There is the difference between when you are aware, like right now I'm thinking of my thoughts, and when you're just absent. Like when you're meditating and then you're focusing on your breath and all of a sudden you're in a loop, and then you catch yourself and you're like, oh, I'm meditating. What you need to do is learn to sustain the awareness. The awareness, that it is possible to sustain that. Your job is to drag it out. First for 10 seconds, then for 20, then for minutes. As soon as you can master your thoughts, as soon as you can become the observer of your experience rather than being immersed in it, rather than being in shackles of the daydream, you can control your life. Your job every day is to become as present as possible. This is only advice for people who truly want control over their reality. If you're okay just like doing whatever the fuck, cool. You can continue to watch this video as entertainment. But if you want to truly change, it is a non-negotiable. You must have control over your awareness. It is urgent. It is important. It is not la la la. Your mind is weak and fickle. That is why you're watching this video. It will come to a time where you are capable, where you can indulge in those things. You can drink every once in a while. You can eat fast food on a weekend, but you're not there yet. If you were there, you wouldn't be watching this video. Give yourself the opportunity to train. It's always exponential. It's so hard at the beginning, then all of a sudden it's easy, where you can then have your cake and eat it too. As far as I know, you've been eating too much cake already. Your mind is overweight with all the excess pleasure that you've been giving it. Allow yourself to have self-control. Know what it's like to observe your thoughts. Oh, I want that. The second thought is what has the power. You are allowed to want things. You're allowed to think that. But then the second thought is the power. You are the adult in your life. The reason why you keep falling into that is because there is no space. You're not the observer of your thought. You are combined with it. So as soon as there is the urge, you're already done for. You're doomed because you're connected to the experience of you doing that thing. There is no space between the thought and the reaction to it. You are the adult in your life. Your inner child, your emotions, your nervous system doesn't control you. You're allowed to feel negative emotions. You're allowed to think thoughts that aren't who you really are. But do you have space enough to observe it and choose differently? Your awareness is your biggest asset in this life. Treat it as such. I have a video. It'll be linked in the cards or in the description after this called How to Control Your Thoughts. So watch that video next. Number 3, method act. Pretend you're cast in a movie for this new character that lives this life. You are rich and wealthy right now. You have everything you want right now. How do you act? Learn to be a good actor. Pretend. Hold the emotion, hold the experience for this new person. How do they act? It has nothing to do with you. You don't hire an actor and tell them play this role and they say, oh, but I that's not who I am. The fuck? It has nothing to do with you. Imagine you're an actor that's a vegan, but the character eats meat. You don't say, oh, I can't play this character because they eat meat and I'm a vegan. Or the character's a drug addict. And then you say, oh, sorry, I can't play this character because I'm actually not addicted to drugs. Pretend that you are this version of yourself. How do they think and act? All the actors that do method acting, it's not recommended because if you continue to pretend that you are this in such an immersive way, take on their actions, beliefs, things like that, you will become that person. It will change your life. That is why method acting is not recommended. But don't you want to change your life? Okay, cool. Time to do some method acting. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. Oh, this is not who I am. Yeah. We didn't ask that to be who you are. You've just been casted in this role, for this story, for this timeline. Now act like it. What does this character do? Okay, and that is what they do. It has nothing to do with what you do, how you think. All of you are thinking, I need to heal myself. I need to get rid of this old identity. How do I change myself? You don't. You just retire that bitch. Oh, this is you? Okay, I'm putting you to the side for now. I'm acting like this person. Do it like it's your job. Changing your life is your full-time job. So do it like it's your job. Number 4, detach. What if I do it and nothing is changing? What if I'm embodying, but I'm not seeing any change in my physical reality? You're not really embodying. You're performing. There is a huge difference between embodying and performing. The characteristics, the thoughts, and the feelings of someone who's performing is saying, why am I not seeing any change in my 3D? Why do I still feel negative emotions? How do I know if it's working? What if? What? Hush. Look, this version of you thinks this way. Would this version of you who already has their ducks in a row be asking you, how do I get my ducks in a row? Do I put them at a 90-degree angle? What happens if I put my ducks in a row and I'm not seeing all my ducks lined up in a row? If you were embodying, would you ask that? If you had it right now, would you think that? Would you feel that? And it is normal to have stray thoughts. You have been playing as a different character. I'm sure when actors move from role to role, sometimes they take mannerisms from the old character that they just played and have thoughts that are not native to this new experience. That is okay. That is why we have our second thought. So when we observe that, you can say, oh, almost just lost my job for this new character. Sorry, I was pretending to be someone I'm not. Let me just take that and throw it away and then place it with this new belief. Oh, I'm playing this character now, but I'm actually getting some remnants from that old, my last gig. So let me just seal that leak. Whenever you think of something that is you, who you think you are, respond to it from the new version of yourself, from this new character, because you have the chance to think your second thought. That's why awareness is everything. You have a thought that's like, oh, I don't really want to work out. What kind of dirty thought is that? I work out all the time. I don't think. This character doesn't think that type of thought. That is a thought that is not native to this new character. So that thought is plucked. I literally do this sometimes. Whenever I think a thought that is not part of this new character, I pick it out of my head and then I say, I don't consent to that loop. That is a loop for another character and I don't want to lose my job. Pretend that you have been hired to act as this person. You have been hired on a multi-million-dollar movie to act as this character. If you're not good at acting, you're going to lose your job. So make it your life's mission to become the best actor possible. Really integrate yourself into this role and understand that, yeah, this is just who I am. Stop attaching your ego to that old self. In fact, imagine that the past doesn't exist, because it doesn't. You just spawned into this timeline. You have no recollection of any other thing. Your body was possessed by someone else for the last however many years you've been alive. This is the first time you have had the chance to be in this body, to live this life. You just spawned here. Now act as what you want. Imagine you just woke up in a hospital bed and they said, oh, you can choose from any one of these characters, but you have to act like them and have their thoughts and actions and just model them. You live their life. You can go into any one of these. Which one do you want? Then pick what you want and then pretend like nothing else exists. That the echo is from someone else's identity. Even though you know exactly how to embody now, without awareness, without detachment, none of this matters. Make sure you watch the videos below that I have linked in order to get a deeper understanding of these things. If you need more help deciding this new version of yourself, download the worksheet. As always, I am so proud of the version you are and even more proud of the beautiful soul you are becoming. My favorite part about the work I do is hearing from you. So make sure you leave a comment down below. Leave a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one.